Good afternoon, and let me welcome you officially to SUNY Plattsburgh. If you've been a part of our open house, welcome to our support services session here on this beautiful day here in July. I just want to let you know what we're going to be taking place today. We have representatives from various support services across campus, including the Career Development Center, EOP, the Learning Center, Student Accessibility Services, Student Support Services, and the Academic Advising Office. They will all have the opportunity to introduce themselves, where they will give a brief presentation just about some of the services that's offered in the office, and then you will have the ability to ask them any questions at the very end. So if you have any questions as they go through their presentation, please put them in the chat and they will be answered at the end of all the presentations. My name is Troy Joseph. I'm one of the associate directors here at SUNY Plattsburgh. And let me officially welcome you. The presentation is going to start now, and we'll just begin with our representative, Jennifer, from Student Accessibility Services.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Curry. I am the Assistant Director of Student Accessibility Services here on campus. Our office provides services to any student that identifies on campus as having a disability. And in order to access our services, we will need a copy of your documentation, such as an IEP, a 504 plan, or a letter of accommodation from a provider. Once we get your documentation, we'll need to meet in person for an initial intake meeting where we will discuss a plan moving forward to support your academic success. Some of the services we offer are extended time on exams, note-taking services, advocacy, alternative print access, registrations of ESAs, accommodative housing, support with assistive technology, alternative format textbooks, and referrals to other departments, and support from mobility access. Once you're enrolled in our services, you'll remain enrolled in our services for the entire time you're here at SUNY Plattsburgh. And if you have any additional questions, I'm happy to answer them in the end.
Hi, I'm Ashley Rocher. I'm the Associate Director of Student Support Services. We are a TRIO program, which is one of 8 federal programs to help students to be successful in their academic pursuits at college. Student Support Services is located in the basement level of Macomb Hall. So we're located by EOP, the Health and Counseling Center, and the bookstore. Something that's unique and special about our program is that we serve 386 students each academic year, but actually about 2,500 or about half of our campus is eligible for the service. So I would encourage you to apply as soon as you get here or before you get here. We do have rolling admission, so that means that you don't have to be accepted into our program at the start of the academic year. You can join as long as we still have open spots for you. The students that we serve are first generation students, which means that neither one of their parents have earned a bachelor's degree. We also serve students who meet certain income criteria. We have a really short application. It's probably about 4 questions, and we'll be able to determine your eligibility from there, and we'll contact you if you are eligible. And another area for eligibility is identifying as a student with a disability. This could be ADHD, autism spectrum, mental health, physical or medical conditions also count under this blanket. Sometimes a lot of people don't think that they're qualified, but they actually are. And the nature of our services are different than that of student accessibility services, that we're an academic program and we're focused on your academic success, your career success. Our whole entire goal is to help you graduate from college. That's actually why our program exists. There are about 1,000 other programs in the country. We are the 4th largest in New York State, and we've been on campus for 42 years. So I don't think we're going anywhere, I hope. So the other big part of eligibility is there needs to be an academic need, and that is something that when we meet together can be determined. Some basic academic needs are if somebody has a cumulative GPA of under 90. Other academic need can maybe be you've been out of school for a while, or maybe you're coming in with enough credits to be a sophomore, but it's still your first year at college, and that kind of poses its own unique challenges as far as like having to jump right into a major and kind of know what you're doing and be more thoughtful. Some of the services that SSS provides are pretty broad. We do have counseling. We have financial aid counseling. We also have personal counseling. We have a peer mentoring program. We have access to an academic coach who's someone who could help you with your academic or study skills. We also have tutors specific to math and writing. We have professional faculty who teach in our office and are actually in our office. you take a course in English and math and also have your instructor be your tutor. We also have student tutors who have taken the classes before and have been successful in them. All of our services at SSS are free. While you will have an advisor within your academic program or your major, you will also have an SSS advisor, and our job is really to make sure that you're having a positive experience here at Plattsburgh. We can help you with your personal needs. We can help with finances in some ways, such as that we have scholarships for freshmen and sophomore that are eligible for, we actually give away $33,000 annually. And a lot of what we do is having to do with academic and career and helping to get you into internships. We have the courses that we teach, we have TAs, which is a teaching assistant. So if you're an SSS student, you kind of become part of our pool for students that we would select to work with and help you develop skills other than that of academic skills. If you are interested in the program, you can email me at sss@plattsburgh.edu, and I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you have that way. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Morgan Pellerin. I am the Assistant Director of the Career Development Center on our campus. I'm actually a two-time graduate of SUNY Plattsburgh and would also just like to acknowledge this is an exciting time for you, and we're excited to have you here today. So in the next couple minutes, I'm going to talk about how the Career Development Center can support you should you choose to be a student here. Some of the major ways that we work with students are helping them to determine a major or minor that might be a good fit, connecting students with alumni to learn more about different career paths, figuring out what kind of work that you may be interested in, helping students consider if graduate school will be right for them as well, helping students find jobs and internships, assist students with resume and cover letter writing, and also help students with interview preparation. What I'd like to do is kind of share how we would work with you both kind of early on in college and then later on in your college years as well. So during your first 2 years in college, we usually help kind of in two main ways. First would be finding part-time jobs, and then the second would be kind of more exploring majors. So in regards to finding part-time work, we have a career portal called Handshake where all our jobs are posted both on and off campus. If you receive federal work study, those positions are listed in Handshake as well. We meet with students also individually, and we give presentations about our services and teach you how to create a college level resume. So when you start applying those part-time jobs and beyond, you're ready for that. In regards to exploring majors, if you're undeclared, we can help you figure out what makes sense to major in, or what majors you might want, or what minors you might want to consider. We also work closely with our academic advising team, whom you'll hear from shortly, to help you make connections between your academic strengths and interests and what we offer here at SUNY Plattsburgh. College is often the first time students have had a chance to reflect on their academic likes and dislikes and why certain majors are interesting or challenging, and we can kind of help you through that. And then kind of shifting to during your junior and senior year, we typically meet with students for help in securing internships, jobs, applying to graduate programs. Also during this time, we'll help you develop an individualized plan for success towards whatever goals you may have. We have many resources at your disposal that can help you along your journey. Our services also continue after graduation, and we regularly work with alumni. Unique opportunity at SUNY Plattsburgh, we also offer something called Applied Learning Grants. We recommend having at least one internship while you're in college. For those of you who are in non-business fields, these are often unpaid or underpaid. Most students have a hard time affording an unpaid experience, especially if it's full-time or in another location. If you get one of these experiences, you may be considered for an Applied Learning Grant, which is money that you can help offset the costs associated with that type of experience. Each year we give out about $18,000 in Applied Learning Grant funding. So whether you're starting college, already knowing what you want to do, or whether you have no idea right now what you're wanting to do, just know that we're here for you. Many students may change their mind even if they have a plan at the start, and that's okay too. We encourage you to engage with us early and often to get you set up towards your path for success. And with that, I'll turn things over to my colleague, Michelle.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Carpentier. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Enrollment and Student Success at SUNY Plattsburgh, and I'm filling in today for Cassie Joseph, who's our Associate Director of the Educational Opportunity Program as it's the final day of our virtual summer program and she's pretty busy today. So EOP is an admission-based program. In other words, it's one of the only programs in this session where you must be admitted as an EOP student. You can't come to Plattsburgh and then join up later. So it's a program that provides access, academic support, and financial aid to students who show promise for succeeding in college, but who may not otherwise be offered admission to the college. The program is available to first-time, full-time matriculated students and supports students throughout their college careers. We work very closely with all of the offices here on the Zoom today, and we are co-located with Student Support Services and Student Accessibility Services in the lower level of Macomb Hall. To be eligible for admissions to EOP, a student must be a New York State resident for at least 12 months prior to enrollment, require alternative admission consideration, and qualify economically according to EOP guidelines. Those guidelines are available to be viewed on our website. In selecting students for the program, priority is given to applicants from historically disadvantaged backgrounds. Admission for fall 2020 is now closed, but if you're applying for fall of 2021, we understand that being financially qualified for our program is difficult at this time because of the many places that have closed for the COVID situation. We are willing to assist you with gathering the materials you need and have some flexibility in what we will accept as proof of benefits. We understand it may be difficult for you to reach some of these places, and if you have questions regarding the documentation that you need to submit, you should probably reach out directly to the EOP office. If you are a transfer student, to be eligible for the program, you must have been enrolled in an EOP, College Discovery, SEEK, or HEOP program, or a similar program at your previous institution. If the previous college that you attended did not have any of these programs or similar programs, you should speak to the EOP people and they can notify the college that you are transferring to and they can see whether or not you would have qualified at the time of admission. Admissions is subject to program capacity. We currently serve 240 students and have a current incoming class of 73. We look for about an 880 to a 1010 combined SAT score and a high school average between 78 and 83, depending on the academic program you're applying to. The deposit to come for SUNY Plattsburgh is $25. If you are interested in the fall 2021 admission as a first-time freshman, once admitted to SUNY Plattsburgh and once you've submitted your deposit, it will be time to start preparing for EOP's Summer Institute. First-time freshmen are required to complete an intensive pre-college Summer Institute. This summer, we had to have the institute remotely due to the COVID virus, but students still have the opportunity to take virtual tours, earn college credits, take classes, and participate in special academic and social programs. The best part, the program is free for all participants. We provide program participants all of the supplies and materials they will need. All program participants must earn a 2.0, which is a C average or better, in order to matriculate as a full-time student in the fall. EOP Summer Institute is not required for the transfer students. However, there is a day-long EOP transfer orientation. Once admitted, academic support services may include personal counseling, academic advising, tutoring, skill development workshops, supplemental instruction, English and math reserved sections of courses, a first-year experience course, a Career Edge mini conference, peer coaching, and mentoring. EOP also has their own computer lab and their own tutorial space. As a part of the student's overall financial aid package, EOP provides modest financial aid assistance to alleviate non-tuition expenses like books and supplies through direct aid, book stipends, scholarships, the Foster Youth College Success Initiative, funding, and emergency grants. We accept phone calls at 564-2263, or feel free to email us at eop@plattsburgh.edu. Thanks, and we hope some of you will join us.
Thanks, Michelle. My name is Sarah Henley, and I am an academic success advisor, and I work in the academic advising office along with Kelly Pickren, who is here today as well. You'll meet her in just a moment. The academic advising office does many essential activities in support of students, part of which is we ensure that you are assigned an academic advisor in your field of study or special program. Our advising system has consistently ranked in the top 3 among all SUNY comprehensive colleges, and we are very proud of that, as we know advising is central to your success. We also help students adjust to and navigate academic life from summer orientation onward. And we know that all sorts of questions come up when you start at a new place, so definitely feel free to walk in, call in, or email when you don't know what to do or you don't understand something. And if we can't answer your question right away or we don't know the answer, we will absolutely refer you to the right person who can. And probably one of the most fun parts of our jobs in advising is serving as the academic home for most undeclared students. Kelly will now tell you more about that. Kelly?
Thank you, Sarah. I agree. That really is one of the fun parts. I'd like to briefly start with some background about undeclared majors at Plattsburgh, and then I'll talk about how we advise you and support you personally while your major is undeclared. It's fairly common to start college in the fall and still be considering which direction to go with your academics. Almost 1 in 5 incoming students are undecided about a major when they start at Plattsburgh, and let me assure you, it's perfectly reasonable to take some time to decide. Our office has advised undeclared students for many years, and we have found that more than half of undecided students declare a major by the end of their first year, and nearly everyone does by the end of the second. In the advising office, we'll guide and support you toward a major, while at the same time keeping you on track for a timely graduation. First, you'll be assigned a professional advisor in our office who will work with you one-on-one, and that advisor will help create your first schedule based on your strengths and interests. Some of your first semester courses will meet gen ed requirements that all students need to graduate. For others, we'll look at areas that you've identified as interesting and then select courses in those areas so you can learn more about those topics. After you get to campus and settle in, you'll meet with your advisor to continue this process. We have many tools and strategies to help bring your academic path into focus. One is by partnering with the awesome Morgan Pellerin and our Career Development Center, where you can consider a number of career interests and learn about the majors that prepare you for those careers. Finally, you'll continue to meet with your advisor at key points throughout the year, and by working together, we'll help you discover the major that's best for you. I'd like to pass things off to my colleague Karen in the Learning Center.
Thank you, Kelly, and good afternoon, everyone. By this point in the presentation, I know you've heard some common themes, and that is at SUNY Plattsburgh, there are so many people, so many offices who are here to support you and to make sure that you're successful in your time here. And the Learning Center is no different. So the work that we do in the Learning Center, our staff is responsible for overseeing a peer tutoring program. We hire each year between 75 and 80 students, peers, to provide tutoring. We have areas in content, writing, and we also have a service that we call academic personal trainers, and I'll tell you a little bit about each of those. So our content tutors will work with you in courses all the way from accounting all the way through to gender and women's studies, sociology, psychology. Our highest demand courses include math, the sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, as well as SBE, School of Business and Economics courses such as accounting, economics, finance, all courses that we're able to provide tutors in. Writing tutors. Our writing tutors are there for you. Again, another theme that you heard throughout is that we have services from your freshman year all the way through to your senior year, and the same holds true with our writing tutors. Our writing tutors can work with you from English 100 and 101 all the way through to any senior capstones courses. Also, students applying for graduate school may also benefit from working with a writing tutor as you're working on letters of interest or essays. Our academic personal trainers, Sarah Henley is our coordinator for our academic personal trainers. Academic personal trainers are students who have expressed an interest in working with students who may be struggling in college, whether they're new freshmen or students who've just declared their major, may be experiencing some more challenging courses. An APT session typically involves sitting down, looking at your course syllabi, planning out a schedule. Time management is something that many of our students struggle with. I always say when I'm working with students, if you were to Google time management, there's over 1 million different sites. So time management is something that is a challenge for people, whether you're in college or in the career world. So time management would be a focus of an APT session, as well as any study skills that you may feel that you could use some strengthening, enhancing of, such as your reading skills, your note-taking skills, exam prep. What we need to make sure that you hear is that our tutors, our professional staff, we're here for you, and we also want to make sure that you know that this is a free service. It's a service that you can access at any point. We encourage you to come early and come often. Sometimes what I hear from students is that they want to take their first test and see how they do. That's certainly understandable, but at the same time, it would probably be a really good approach, a good idea to come in right before the first test, start working with a tutor right off, and then you'll go into that first test feeling that much more confident. One thing I'd like to point out is that the Learning Center, you would schedule your appointments through Cardinal Star, and Cardinal Star is a software platform that SUNY Plattsburgh has to help support all of our students. You, by logging into Cardinal Star, will be acquainted with your Success Network. You are also able to schedule your appointments with Learning Center peer tutors through that platform. We would definitely provide more information and instruction to you once you decided that you were going to be coming to our campus. I look forward to any questions that you might have.
Thank you so much to the panelists. Very good information. As Karen said, there's a constant theme of just great support. And we have lots of questions coming in, so thank you so much for sticking around, and we're gonna get some of the questions. The first one is for you, Morgan. Actually, there's like 2 of them, so I'm just gonna combine them. They're asking, are internships available? How do you find them? And the second part is, what options exist for service learning in the community?
Yeah, so I can answer both of those. So as far as internships go, yes, we definitely have internships. Probably the way we end up working with most students on this is we would meet with you individually. We would assess kind of what your interests are, talk about, if you had the internship of your dreams, what would it be? And then from there, we would develop a plan for helping you secure that internship. So it's kind of a very much individualized process. And then the other question about service learning, yes, we actually have a coordinator of service learning on campus where there are opportunities to engage in volunteerism or service in the community. Once you're on campus, we could connect you with that person. Her name is Allison Swick-Dutney. That's answer to both of those questions.
Thank you so much, Morgan. I think someone from academic advising can take this one. So they are asking about, are classes primarily lecture-based or discussion-based? And will they most likely be able to get their first choice of classes during advisement?
What do you want to take it, Kelly, or you want me to? All right. So whether you get your first choice or not really has to do with how early you respond to the outreach that either the academic advising does with you or for you or your department. So what happens after you are accepted and you pay your deposit, someone in the department with which you're majoring in, or if you're undeclared, that would be the department that Kelly and I work in, would reach out to you to talk to you about what your interests are. There may be a survey that you're sent as well to be able to complete to answer questions like what subjects you're good at, what subjects you're not good at, what you would like to focus on. And so then with that, and then with a conversation with you, we can help put together a schedule. If you respond to those outreaches early, then yes, you are likely to get every class that you are interested in. If you pay your deposit late or you just don't respond, then there becomes a little bit more of a conundrum as far as like making sure you can get what you can. But I'm still working with students right now that are coming in the fall and still managing to change schedules around and make them happy. So we do the best we can, for sure. We want you to be happy. And then I already forgot the first part of that question.
They were asking about classes. Are they lecture-based or discussion-based?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it really completely varies as far as the teacher and the topic. So there's some classes that are definitely going to be more discussion based depending on what it is, or like a lab class, for example, is much more hands-on and might have a lecture component to it. But really it's subject specific and then also teacher specific. This coming semester, we're going to be having about 50% of our classes online. So there will be that, remote component that will also, sort of adjust the style of classes. But some of those can be lecture-based, and then a lot of them are going to be meeting in Zoom, just like this, so they can have a discussion. I don't have a percentage for like how many classes are what, but it's really, again, sort of class specific.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Ashley or Jennifer, this one is a common question among this session. How does SAS and SSS differ in terms of the support services that they offer? Either one can take it.
So, Jen, do you want to take it or do you want me to start?
You can go ahead.
Okay. So student accessibility services really focuses on receiving those accommodations that people might have received in high school, whether it's based on a medical condition, learning disability, access somewhere. So it's really based on providing an academic accommodation to provide you with full access to services and supports here on campus. Where student support services is a program that focuses on academic success, and our goal is to help you graduate from college, and we have tutoring, we have courses, we have workshops. So the main difference is to qualify for SAS, you would need to have paperwork and have a meeting with Jen and discuss it. Whereas with SSS, you can apply at any time and receive a bunch of different services based on your interest. You can be a part of both SSS and SAS. We probably have about maybe 20 to 30% of students who are part of both programs, so they're not exclusive of one another. They just do different things to help you be successful while you're at college.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Karen, this one's for you. It's first time I've heard this question. Do students actually use the on-campus tutoring center and writing center?
Oh my gosh, I should have said that. Yes. So we have a very high percentage of students who work with our tutors. I would say that close to a third of all students come in and work with our tutors. So that's about 1,000 students a year. So I also should have and will say now, if there's ever been a feeling of a stigma about reaching out and getting support, what I like to make sure that I share with students is that it is very common for people to come in and work with tutors. So it's not even anything that if you had any feelings of this isn't something that I should do, or only a certain number of students would come in. The average GPA of students who come in and work with a tutor is around a 3.0. But again, to share information, we have students on probation and we have students on Dean's List. So we're here for everybody, and it's not anything that anybody should feel that it's it's for somebody else, because it's definitely for everyone.
Thank you so much, Karen. This one, I think someone from academic advising might be able to answer. They're asking about how big are freshman class sizes, and are professors normally available to meet with students?
Excellent question. So class size really, again, it's so hard. I hate saying this over and over, but it really depends on the subject area. Class sizes can be as small as 20. They can go up to large lectures, which can have many students, 80 or more. And it depends on the content. The further along you go, the smaller the classes tend to become as you get more advanced and more specialized. So that's something to be aware of. The number of seats is listed when you register for courses, so you can use that information as a guide if that's something that's important to you. And the second half of that, Troy, I've forgotten, I'm so sorry.
Oh, they were asking about how a class size and the availability of faculty normally to students.
Thank you very much for reminding me. So faculty across campus, again, just like here, for everyone here, we are all about you. And the faculty in general are very accessible. Faculty have regular office hours that are posted. Many faculty are also make themselves available to assist and support students, not only in the course content, but just having a conversation. Some faculty are especially good at developing those relationships that help you feel like someone's really focused on you and getting you to realize things about yourself that are going to help you move forward into the areas that are of your interest and your strengths. So those people are definitely here. Faculty are accessible by email. Many of them make appointments online so that you can access them that way. And if a faculty member is not able to provide you with the things that you're looking for, someone here on this page will be able to help you and get you the support you need.
Thank you so much. Jen, this student is asking if they've never received accommodations before in high school, is it still possible to receive them now?
Yes, that's a good question. So it is still possible, and a lot of students don't realize that they may need the support of accommodations until they get to college. So yes, at some point, if you feel that you want to have a conversation about some accommodations that you may need, feel free to reach out to me directly, and we can have a conversation about how that may look and what's possible and what's available to you.
Thank you so much. Another career-oriented question, Morgan. They're asking what kinds of hands-on or practical experiences are available inside and outside of the classroom?
So I'd say a lot of that kind of depends on your major. So it's going to kind of vary from major to major as to what that might look like. So for an example, like an education student, they're going to have their student teaching that they get to do. Nursing students are going to get to do like their clinical rotation. So again, it's very kind of major specific. But along with that, like if you had a specific interest that maybe your major, it's just an interest you had and maybe your major doesn't offer that, we've also are able to work with students individually to help you potentially try to set up something you might be interested in as well.
Thank you. I'm not sure who wants to take this one, but the student is asking about what programs and departments have the best reputations academically on campus. Anyone wants to jump in? So I can just speak as an admissions representative. We have a really strong nursing program, probably one of the most competitive programs across the SUNY system, and that includes all the SUNY campuses. We're also very proud of our education programs, which offer students the ability to not only get a master's degree in 5 years, but complete all their certifications along that line. In terms of popularity, psychology is one of the more popular programs that we offer. We also have some very unique programs. We have a robotics program, which is relatively new, and one of the very few robotics program in SUNY, which is definitely a trend that is moving towards popularity. A lot of our programs and departments are accredited across the board in all areas, and we're very proud of the not only faculty, staff, and programs that we offer here at SUNY Plattsburgh. We have a lot more information on the website, but in terms of reputation, I think we are proud of what SUNY Plattsburgh has to offer. Not sure if anyone else has anything to add. There's another question here about reading and writing components associated with classes. I'm not sure if academic advising wants to help with that one, but how much reading and writing is required in freshman courses?
Well, I can give it a shot. Karen might have something to add. Unfortunately, it's going to be a vague answer. I mean, it really depends on the teacher. It depends on the class. You know, as freshmen coming in, typically it's recommended that you take your English 100 or English 101 or the combination of both. So if you're taking English right away, hopefully that will help you get set up for the next classes that you're taking in terms of the writing that's required. But definitely writing is a component of college classes, so you would want to expect to have to write in college. And I would definitely encourage you to utilize the Learning Center by using a writing tutor, which, I mean, they can help you from like the first part of like trying to formulate your plan to writing an outline to then maybe getting the introduction and conclusion written, and then all the way to the end to help you kind of formulate. So they can help you from the beginning to end. They're not going to write it for you, but definitely that would be something that I would recommend as well.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Morgan, sorry, these are just coming in about career-oriented. This one's asked, how easy it is to find a summer job and other kinds of work at your school? And do you help to connect students with alumni from your campus?
Yeah, so yes to both. As far as the summer jobs go, we would meet with you individually. The earlier, honestly, the better. Like if you're looking for a summer internship and you want like the best like experience, we want to be talking about that in the fall, which sounds counterintuitive. You're like, wow, it's like 9-10 months away, but a lot of top companies are going to do their recruiting for summer internships in like October. As far as other summer jobs, all of those opportunities, like we have close to 2,000 job opportunities in our handshake system at any given time. And certainly you're going to find a lot of summer opportunities in there as well. As far as the question about connecting with alumni, that is something else. Like individually, we will meet with you to talk about a strategy to do that. We encourage all students to do something called informational interviews, which is where we basically kind of build you up to have a conversation with someone who works in your field. We can show you how to connect with alumni, and actually this upcoming semester, we're hosting kind of, we haven't really named it yet, but it's going to be kind of like alumni chats where we're going to have a Zoom session just like this with alumni. We're going to be asking them questions to kind of start things off, but then there's going to be opportunities for students to ask them questions. So yeah, we're definitely heavily engaged with our alumni network as well.
Thank you so much, Morgan. Jen, this one's for you. They're asking, will I have to pay for any of the accessibility services? And can you just speak about some of the services that are offered?
Sure. No, the services are at no cost to the student. And some of the services, and the most common services and asked for services, are like extended time on exams, note-taking services, advocacy. I mean, it's my role to advocate on behalf of the student should they need that support, with faculty, with staff, depending on the need. We offer support with assistive technology. We offer referrals to other departments such as the counseling center, student support services, the learning center, and pretty much a variety on campus. And we also offer support with regards to, like, if you have questions about housing, accommodative housing. So no, it's at no cost to you, and we have a variety of services. And then you can also have a conversation with me if you're looking for a specific service that maybe I didn't mention, and I'm happy to answer any questions about that.
Thank you so much. Ashley, this student is asking, what do you have to do to be a part of SSS? And do you have to complete an application every year?
So yes, you have to complete an application every year because every year we start new with the number of students that we serve. We hope that people join us in their freshman year and stay with us until their senior year, but that's really their choice. There's a brief application it's online. It's probably about 4 questions. And was there another component to that I missed, Troy?
Do you have to submit the application every year? And what do you actually have to do to be a part of SSS?
So to be part of SSS, we just ask that you engage in our services, whether that's working with your advisor, coming to our workshops, taking our classes. We just want you to be actively participating in the services that we offer. And you have to have an academic need. I don't know if I mentioned that before. What the other criteria is that we can sit and talk about what that is because it looks different for everybody, but there has to be a need in order for you to be accepted into the program.
Thank you. We're winding down. I think I'm going to take one more, and I think anyone on the panel can answer this one. Are there opportunities to build leadership skills available on campus?
You want me to do it, Troy?
Sure, Michelle.
Actually, there's tons of leadership opportunities on the SUNY Plattsburgh campus. We actually have courses in leadership, which are available to you. You also have the ability to hook up with our student association, which provides you the ability to make decisions about student activities and clubs and organizations on the campus. Many of the clubs and organizations, in fact, all of them have leadership positions within them. We have leadership training opportunities that pop up occasionally. An internship becomes part of your leadership experience. If you start young as a new student with Morgan's office, they can help you understand what types of leadership abilities will be applicable to the world of work after. What I find sometimes students do is they get involved in so much leadership that things fall by the wayside. So you're better off picking 1 or 2 really good leadership opportunities and pursuing those instead of getting yourself over involved in being leaders in everything you're in. Sometimes it's okay to not be the leader in a group and just enjoy having the experience. But there are lots of leadership opportunities.
Thank you so much, Michelle. We're just about out of time. I just want to say thank you so much. This has been great conversation. The support service session, just know that everyone on the panel here today is very, very accessible and their names are next to their images. So feel free to reach out to them if you have any follow-up questions. There's other items going on. The open house runs for another hour. And if you joined us late for this presentation, we will begin at another presentation at about 3:15. So feel free to hang out and we'll be right back. Thank you so much again for joining us today. Have a good afternoon.